Well folks, welcome back. As you can see, I'm standing inside the tiny house. Today the name of the game is Windows. So right here behind me, I've already got one of them installed. I've got 3 of these going in, one here, one over there, and one way up top there. So those 3 are the same size. I think they're 2 feet high by 4 feet wide. The other size I've got is this size. So this is a larger window. I think it's 32 by 54 or something like that. But I'm going to show you how I'd go about installing that, because I've got a bunch of windows, so you're probably going to be seeing a bunch of windows in the finished product. So here's how I do it. So first thing I do is when I'm putting on the house wrap, I go ahead and I go right over the windows. There's a reason for that, because I'm going to make some cuts and I'm going to fold and wrap and do all kinds of stuff, as you're about to see. Now, just before I make any cuts, make sure on the outside, when you were stapling this house wrap to the plywood, make sure you put a lot of staples right around the perimeter of the window. Okay, so you don't notice how I can't even push it away from the building. I can't even get my hand in there. The reason being is it's stapled fairly well. Next thing I'm going to do with my utility knife is I'm going to start in the corner. I'm going to cut in about that far. I don't know how far it is, maybe 5 inches. Same thing over here. And then we're going to do the same thing here from the bottom. Okay, that one not too good. But anyways, then we're going to connect those marks. Trying to keep it straight as best I can. My knife must be getting dull here. That's what we want right there. Okay. And I'm going to do the same here. And don't get rid of this middle piece, because we're going to need it for something, which I'm just going to fold these inwards. And when you're placing staples, it's always best if you can place the staple inside here as opposed to along the top. Just makes for makes it so there's no interference with shimming. We're going to squeak one through. Okay, so that's that. And we'll just repeat. Alright, now depending on the type of window you have, sometimes there's windows that have a flange around it. So on the outside there'd be a nailing flange, so basically a piece of plastic that when you push the window right into the building, it allows you to put nails in that flange. If you have those type of windows, those are awesome. Those work really well for new builds like this. Reason being is you can then tuck the house wrap right over top of that flange along the top, and then creates a very good water seal. In our case, we don't have those type of windows. We just have some cheapies I picked up off a local guy. So I'm just going to wrap this right up around top, just like the others. Second thing, I created some squares out of the extra house wrap. So what's going to happen, you're just going to take it like this. And where'd my stapler go? You're not going to do anything too fancy. You're not having to do any measuring or anything. But you're going to staple it down right up tight to the corner. Okay, and we'll do the same like so. Make sure that's pushed in that corner real well. Okay, so you're doing that. And you're going to take your knife and you're going to make a cut right out like that. So you're going to make a cut so that one side can fold in, the other side can fold down. Okay, then we'll staple that. And when I'm running staples, I'm actually going to keep them right close to the edge. So you see that staple, that one, it's close to the edge. It's on the first stud here. The reason being is to make it look nice, I'm going to take my knife after following that stud line and cut it off. Okay, so we'll do the same here. Let's fix that one up. That one's kind of junky looking. Staple. All right, so that's that. And we'll do the same on the front. Usually you go outside to do this, but okay, so taking the red stuff, I think they make a blue colored tape now too. They say is for this as well. I don't know, I just know I've used this before and it works well. So I'm just gonna trim this off how I want so you guys can see what I was talking about. Holy, I need a new knife blade. We'll do that after. Okay, that's what I meant. I was just going to clean it up a bit. Anyways, let's tuck that up there. What we're going to do now is, this is basically how you'd water seal that corner. Now, we have to tape it, so we have to tape this edge, and then we want to make sure we cover up that corner, because see that little hole there? That could be a problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by taping here. Okay. Now this one is a little tricky, but I like to go right in the corner, make a cut, wrap it around. See how I covered now that extra bottom flap? Okay, this side not as important. If you got water coming inside your house, on this side of the window you've got issues. If it's getting sort of in behind the siding, you want to have a protectant like this to save the day. So we're going to do the same thing again. This time I'm going to cut up. Oops. You don't want to cut it off like that. I kind of screwed that one up. Anyways, what I meant to do, let's just tack it back on there and I'll show you again. I meant to do this. Cut it up like that and then fold it downwards. And then I'm going to put one more piece. Just to cover that very, very corner section. All right, and then I'm just going to run one just like that up the side, make a cut, and then wrap it right around. Okay, and that is now a sealed corner, with the exception, almost forgot, I need to put a piece here because we had a seam. And right there. That's that. I'm just going to repeat it on the other side, but you guys get the gist of it. So the next thing we're going to do is, typically you'd put the window in and then you'd shim it. Now, when I was cutting this opening, I made it a little bit bigger than I normally would, and it's probably because I wasn't 100% sure on the window size I was using. And so it turned out 1/2-inch blocks plus a wee bit of shimming will be the ticket. So that's what we're going to do here. So I took some 1/2-inch blocks and we're going to use these on the bottom, and I pre-cut them, and so I'm going to screw them into place here. Grab a few screws here, and I like to keep it near the edge of the window. Nothing too scientific about this. Okay. Try to make the blocks about the size of the opening here. As you can see, this one's a bit short. When I mean the opening, I mean the width of the wall. I like it about that width. So we have 2 there, then we're going to put 2 on each side. Alright, and we'll do the same on the other side here. Alright, so I got this old dusty thing here from an old basement. So I realize these are not ideal windows for above ground application, but the price is right. So these are basement windows, and I realize they look a little dirty, but they're going to do the trick. So I got the first set of shims underneath the window. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place some shims along the top on both sides to hold it in place. Then we're going to check for level. Then we'll finish shimming the bottoms. So I'm just trying to balance it because obviously nothing's holding it right now. So a little bit of circusry here, or magic, or whatever. Okay, now the distance the window is out or in, I'm going to check in a minute. But what I'm going to do in order to check is, I know that I want this window to stick 1.5 inches outside the building. That allows for me to put up siding, some various other trim, and it's going to look nice. So I made, by taking 3 pieces of 1/2 inch plywood, 1.5 inch block, so that I can just set it against the wall and check to see if it's flush on the outside. So we'll do that in just a second. Before we get there, let's see whether this window is remotely level or not. If it's not level, I can adjust the shims to make it level. And then once we know it's level, I can start playing with how far in or out the window is. And if you look here, that is perfectly level. And what that comes down to is probably the care I took when I was leveling the floor way back when. So starting off with a good platform really makes life easier for me down the road. So that's that. Let's go outside. We'll check to make sure we've got our right distances, and then go from there. Now, just before I forget, it's important to make sure you've got the window facing the right way. You'll notice on this bottom piece of the window, see how it's sloped? Just assume that you always want water to run outside the building. So you want the slope to be facing downwards, facing out, which it is. If I were to remove this, you would also see, just like in this other window, these things. These are drains, so if you ever get any moisture in here, it allows for water to escape. Okay, so if you don't see those, and they're on the inside, you got the window backwards. Getting back to the block. This block is 1.5 inches. That's what I want the window to be. So I can basically just move around to different parts of the window and align the top of the plywood flush with the outside of the window. Okay, so we're in business. So now what I can do, I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm probably going to put a screw in through the top, and then we'll put a 2 screws in through the bottom, and then we'll call it good. And once you've gone ahead and you've checked to make sure the window's sticking outwards or inwards where you want it, last thing you're going to do, you're going to take screws and you're going to position them so they go through the middle of the shim and into some framing. You're only going to put screws on the sides, nothing on the bottom, nothing on the top. And when I'm placing screws, I'm going to place it inside the track here if it's not marked. And what that does is that gives it protection, because when the window is shut, obviously the screw is covered. And we're just snugging them up. We're not torquing them down. If you start to torque them down, you'll change the shape, the straightness of this vinyl side, and you can actually make it so you don't get a good seal when you close the window. Okay. And that is that. So then I get the windows, put them back in, and we're in good shape. All right, now last thing I do is you can use a utility knife if it's sharp. You just go along and you score the back of the shim, and it breaks off at the score. You can do that, or sometimes what I do is I fire up the Sawzall. That way I get a nice clean cut. But that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the windows. As you can see, I got a few. That one up there, that one, and then the big sliding door. So I got a lot ahead of me, so gonna get back to it. Well, hopefully that helps a few of you out there. If you guys wouldn't mind doing me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're interested in seeing anything else dealing with this tiny house, hit up the playlist. I got all kinds of videos dealing with tractors, to cutting wood, to putting on roofing, the house wrap, the windows, etc. So hit up that playlist if you're interested. In the meantime, you guys all take care, and we'll see you all next time.